What are the best times during the day if they are coming by? Are there better times than others?
Well, we prefer it to be Monday through Friday when
Sure.
Lisa is here and Pam's here.
Okay.
Monday through Friday from 9 till 6.
From 9 to 6.
Right.
So sometime during that 9-hour time period, Monday
Sure.
through Friday. That's
Sure.
great.
If that doesn't work, we've had a lot of people come through on weekends as well.
Sure, I bet.
And the staff is here, show them around.
That's great.
And we encourage that. We'll accommodate them any way we can.
Well, it is a gorgeous
See the
facility.
And the most important part, Greg, I'd like to say, yes, the building's important, but I want folks to see the love and the passion that the people have for what they're doing here. When you talk to them, I really think you'll see and feel the passion that the staff has for the residents in this type of work.
I can see it right now as I'm looking into the family room, and there's a gentleman there talking to one of your residents. It's a special thing. A lot of back and forth going on. TV even going over there here at 7 a.m. to think there's a lot having to happen.
Right. Sometimes it's tough to make that adjustment. I know years ago when I had to place my uncle in assisted living, and he was at a wonderful place. The girls loved him and took very good care of him.
Right.
But it was the hardest thing for me to do. And I know for those who might be watching and you might be dealing with the situation in your family, I've been there.
Right.
And part of that, a big part of that is the reason I'm in this business today.
Yeah.
And I understand what you're dealing with, what you're going through with, and the difficulty in having to make that decision is the best thing for mom or dad to be at an assisted living.
Right.
And we want to help them with that process.
Who is allowed to come into an assisted living facility? Is it age specific? Is it physical health specific? Is it mental health specific? I mean,
well, a lot of people think it's age specific, but it's not. We have had interest from a lady who was in her early 40s.
Okay,
and
sure.
just needed care.
Right.
And it didn't work out with that family.
Right.
But that need is there. And the state requirements is a person just has to be ambulatory. They have to be able to move around somewhat on their own.
Okay,
even though they have to,
otherwise,
even if they have to have assistance, they just cannot be bedridden.
Okay.
When you become bedridden is the point you need to really be considering skilled nursing.
A nursing home.
That's exactly
not an
right.
assisted living
That's
facility.
right.
It's important that folks understand the distinction.
That's true.
There is a clear
That is
distinction.
true.
I bet a lot of people
That is
get it
true.
confused. I know I have in the past. And then there's even something below or where folks are in much better shape oftentimes.
That's right. But maybe you need help with your cooking of your meals.
Right.
It's getting to the point where maybe you're afraid to use your stove in your home with the
Certain
oven, afraid you
utensils,
might leave it on, or
Right.
maybe that concern is there. Then we could be of help. Maybe you need help with your medications.
Right.
Maybe, and that's extremely important today.
Oh,
Always has been, that you take your medications the proper way. Maybe there's a little mix-up in your home about taking your medicines and you need help with that.
Sure.
Then assisted living would be good for that.
843-903-0700. We've only got a few minutes, and I want to make sure we talk about life blueprints.
We can touch
Obviously,
on it. We can touch on it if you want to.
That's director of music at Sockasee Baptist Church. How long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been at Sockasee. I've been back there now for 3 years.
Okay.
Going on 3 years.
Sure.
Prior to that, I traveled for 8 years.
Right.
Sharing my music in this program.
This is tremendous.
And I was on staff at Sockasee when I was in the school district. My full-time work was at the school district as a teacher and assistant principal.
For 12 years.
Right. Worked in strategic planning and became a principal as well.
Where were you a principal?
At the Academy for Arts, Science, and Technology.
Is that right? Boy, that's exciting.
We just moved in a brand new building.
I know.
This past month.
Could you ever imagine? Yeah.
Right here in Carolina Forest. And I have not been over to the new school, but I want to get there.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So I was bivocational at Sockasee Baptist those 15 years.
Is that right? That's tremendous.
I love those people. It's a wonderful church. Wonderful
Where
church
is that
there.
located for viewers who may not be familiar?
On 707. I refer to it as the old air base.
Right.
The old Air Force Base, which is now being developed. I can't recall the name of that development.
The Market Common, yeah.
Market Commons, that's right.
Withers Preserve, and yes. Sure.
Right. When you would be on the bypass 17, you would take a left to go into Market Commons.
Right.
Well, you just take a right, and we're just 0.3 of a mile right off of the bypass.
Is that right? Over on the right.
Over on the right.
I think I know where that is.
Sanctuary.
Right.
It sits right up on the edge of the road.
Oh, it's beautiful. Not far from there's a car wash over there, and
That's
then
right.
you pass the car wash, and the
That's right.
Baptist church is on
That's
your right.
right.
I did not know you were that
excited
close.
congregation of people, and would love for people to come and see us there. I direct the music, children's choir, senior
Are there
choir,
multiple
church
services?
choir.
Is that all during the week or just on Sunday?
We're going to have multiple service this Easter
Right.
on March the 23rd. We're going
Right.
to have a 7 o'clock service, 8:30 service, and 11.
Wow.
Or, excuse me, 10:30 on Easter.
Right.
But normally we just have the one service
The
on
10:30.
Sunday morning
Right.
at 5 minutes to 11.
Oh, at
We
5
begin.
till 11.
And then
listen to
7
that.
o'clock in that evening. But we're
It's
going
good to
to
get
have
folks monitoring their clocks.
Yeah,
their
we're going to have a
watches,
couple
yeah.
extra services for Easter
Great.
to accommodate those who might want to come at 8:30.
And do you have other services during the week on Wednesdays?
And prayer, or Bible study /
Right.
prayer meeting on Wednesdays at 7.
That's great. How
But
exciting!
I love the church there. Wonderful group of people.
When we think about a director of music, you're just bringing everyone together.
Well, yes,
I mean,
in a way.
yeah.
Music is such a vital part of any church.
Right, exactly.
vital
I mean, you
part
are
of it.
really interfacing the entire congregation.
That's exactly
Ultimately deals with music. There's not,
right.
I mean, everyone has to come around
That's right.
in that regard.
That's right. Work very closely with the pastor.
Right.
Our pastor is Micah Lane, and he's a wonderful man of the
Micah
Lord.
Lane.
Micah Lane. And his wife and their children. He's a wonderful pastor, and I work very closely with him.
That's great.
And just try to assist him any way I can to make sure that whenever we enter the pulpit on Sundays, that the music and just the feeling tone and the spirit of the service is where it needs to be, so that when he can bring in a message from the Bible.
Speaking of that, I always wondered about that. Do the director of music and the pastor or the minister get together on a regular basis to make sure that the music kind of matches up with the sermon? Or
We do.
Right.
We do. We don't meet every week on that.
Right.
We do meet frequent and talk.
Sure,
Like last
sure.
night, just before choir practice, I
Right.
had one of our deacons and went and asked him for me. Didn't I hear you say your message Sunday was going to be about joy?
Right.
And
right.
I tried to get a song that would go with that message, yes.
That's great.
So we do communicate on that.
How exciting.
I think it just makes the service come together. And
Absolutely.
sometimes that doesn't happen.
Right, sure.
You know, from the human standpoint, sometimes we might miss it. But most times, hopefully all the time,
Right.
the Lord is involved in the planning of that and speaking to my heart and to His heart. And it just always seems to match up.
Listen
like it
to
just
that.
dovetails beautifully together.
You and the Lord communicate
Yes.
a lot, so
Yeah.
yeah. That's tremendous. You know, when you think about that communication, obviously the Lord was involved in laying out life blueprints,
No
helping
question.
to make that
No
happen.
question.
Share with viewers real quick. We got 4 or
question.
5 minutes. Just
Okay.
how did Life Blueprints come about, and why did you work so hard to commit to traveling around for 8 years to spread this message?
I felt like, Greg, when I left the school system, for 8 years before the concept of reflections came to fruition,
Right.
I just saw a need with young people and even with adults to just have something that I could provide to them to maybe help them deal with situations in their business, in their personal life,
Right.
in their daily walk, in the daily problems that they might be dealing with. And I just put together this program called Life Blueprints, which has, as an acrostic, every letter stands for something.
Right. I
It
saw
has
that.
it has those components that when you talk about them and when I share them in a program or civic group or church or business, then I talk about them and I break those down and apply them to our personal lives, whether it be personally and professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about how these success components, I refer to them as, can help you become a better person,
Right.
and a better employee, a better father or mother,
Right.
a better church member,
Yes.
better
yeah.
choir member.
Right.
You know, whatever we might do, you just make it relevant and make it applicable for that situation.
That's tremendous. Did your wife and son travel with you while you were traveling all over the country during those 8 years? I mean, you were
Carolyn
really-
did. Carolyn
She
did. She went
yeah.
with me everywhere. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Joshua did not. Being from the beach here, my family's still grounded here. He stayed with Grandmama.
I love it.
Sometimes
Smart call.
he would
Yeah,
stay with
yeah, yeah.
Grandmama.
Get out of
Carolyn-
town,
Carolyn
Mom,
and
Dad.
myself
You all
would-
enjoy
Yeah,
yourselves. Yeah.
But me and Carolyn would travel off, and of course my mom and my dad was living in. He'd always look forward to me coming back, and he said, "Tell me about your trip."
Yeah.
You know, and we had some wonderful stories. Met some wonderful people across this country.
Yeah.
Some
yeah. And
wonderful
you really
people.
did travel
Oh, yeah.
all over.
Oh, yes. Basically the Southeast.
Right. Sure.
We'd go up into Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Right.
Had numerous opportunities to go into Indiana, but never made it. Just couldn't
Right.
get the calendars to work.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot in South Carolina, North Carolina, a little over into Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Louisiana a couple times.
And what was driving you? What was pushing this? What was it during your 12 years in the school system or otherwise that really set the stage to say, I'm going to commit to this, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right?
My passion for people, and my passion to help people, and my passion and the love just to try to make a difference in people's lives.
Wow, that's tremendous.
Which is the same foundation. Life Blueprints is a part of Reflections here. where myself and Delisa, our director, and Pam and our staff, will be spending quite a bit of time on this in the days and months and even the years to come. Because I believe it's a good foundation for not only this business, but any business or any group.
That sounds biblical almost. The passion for people. I mean, clearly God, Christ had that passion.
That's right, Greg.
That passion comes through very clearly here as you think that through. And obviously the promise of our future, or for our future, setting the stage for that.
Right.
And what drives you now? Obviously with Reflections, and you're juggling a number of things, the director of music there at Socastee Baptist Church, still thinking, and people are still contacting you about life blueprints. What's driving you now?
Well, like I said, the love and the passion to make a difference. I'm not traveling like I used to. I feel like with the responsibilities here at Reflections, I'm not here every day. But I do want people to know that if they choose to come to Reflections for their family, that they can walk in at any time and request to see me as the owner, and I will be here. I will make time to come and meet with them and talk with them, and Delisa does a wonderful job in addressing any needs and concerns that they might have. But I think it's important that you be able to, the family that's involved in the ownership of it. I think that's a great big plus, Greg.
And your sister, of course. Here.
Yes. Well, Dr. McIntyre's wife came in this morning, and she knew Pam through Dr. McIntyre's office some years ago. And you saw how well they were communicating and having a wonderful time. It's building relationships is so important. And that's one of the components, the success components of Life Blueprints. And I want to do that here. I'm going to do that here.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's so crucial of my involvement in the business, not necessarily on a daily basis, but being available.
Those are great words. Sonny, I'm sorry we've run out of time. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with the owner of Reflections Assisted Living, Sonny Clardy, coming up next. Life blueprints. You heard Sonny talk about it. Each one of those letters has a special meaning. P right there in print for passion. Could you feel the passion? Could you see the passion? His passion for the love of music ministry, something he's been in since he was a child. The passion for the residents right here in Reflections Assisted Living. The passion for his family. It's all about family in the end, about service, and right here at Reflections you'll see it every day. The passion of Sonny Clardy and the entire crew here. Come by and visit them or give them a call, 843-903-0700. Reflections.